Good afternoon, everyone. It's about 25 to 5 in the UK on Tuesday, the 30th of August. And as you can see, markets a sea of red, certainly in a risk-off environment after the comments of Mr. Powell last Friday afternoon. UK was closed yesterday. But the US market was open. It bounced a little bit yesterday, given that all up in a very bearish looking market this afternoon. So what have we got, folks? Well, the longest term measure of the trend turned down on Friday as the breadth of the market collapsed. And the short-term trend has been down for a good week. So all of the measures of the trend on the US are down, and that's clearly a place where we have to be strong, not buying any stocks. And I think being very, very strong on stop losses if you're holding stocks, not a time to be faint of heart and give it another day. So let's have a look around at the market. And this is the VectorVest composite of the US, folks. And as you can see, I'm using and overlaid the medium-term market timing system on VectorVest that had a great run up here from the 19th of July, and on Friday, yesterday, that keeled over, and we've now got a sell signal. So no new positions, and I would be tempted to have a look at shorts in the marketplace. Oil, which was very resilient last week and had a good up week, gave up a great deal of that this morning. So that risk-on environment seems to be spreading right across the market with no refuge. Let's have a look at how I make my living. This is the S&P 500. And I missed Friday's move. It's easy to say that I would have got it. I had a social engagement with a VectorVest customer, or customers, should I say, and I didn't trade that on Friday afternoon. I think I would have got some of it, but those of you that are traders will know that they're always easy, in hindsight, much, much more difficult. Now, this is pulling back in three waves, and if we are in a corrective wave here, then it should peter out, and I thought it was going to peter out much before this, but that's the 50% retracement of this wave, and the next is a 62% retracement, which is in fact a confluence of this high, and I think that we're probably going to head down to 39 to 39.50 odd before we see any support coming into this market at all. Ladies and gentlemen, down below that 39.50 level, then I think that we have to fear a push down at least to the January lows and much more. There was a great deal of evidence of that. As you can see, and if I take the line off, there was a gap up and a gap down, and that's what technicians refer to as an island top, a very bearish phenomena. If I put up a weekly chart, and on the weekly chart over 6 months, that's the weekly chart. Let's give us a little bit more. And if I use the stochastic, which I was taught by the inventor of the stochastic, George Lane, a very long time ago, that's a weekly stochastic right up in the overbought area. But what's really important here is that the market fell to here, but in this same period the old stochastic rose to there, and that's what technicians refer to as reverse divergence. It's a very, very powerful leading indicator of a change in trend. So, and I've been speaking to VectorVest customers about this now for the last, 3 weeks since this top pitched up. Got a little bit of it, a little disappointed I didn't get any of Friday's move. And if you have a look now at the short-term chart, I'm jumping around a bit. This is a weekly chart, but if I get rid of the stochastic and get rid of all my lines, I hate cluttered charts, folks. We now go to a 3-day chart. That was yesterday's bounce, and then all of a sudden, as it opened this morning, that was the first bar this morning just there, and as it broke down, I managed to get a little bit of a short here. If you actually look at, I'm not in the market anymore, just took 20 points and ran. If you have a look at the overnight market, you see that overnight it actually rose in a bearish flag pattern. And I mentioned that to all the VectorVest customers this afternoon. So at the open, we fell, and we fell quite hard. And we're now rallying a little bit, and unfortunately I think that if this low goes, we'll fall to that 39.50 level. As I said at the outset, not a day to be weak on stop losses, folks. Very little refuge across the board. Can markets surprise us and find some support at 39.50? Without a doubt. I suspect that even under the most positive circumstances, they'll sit and go nowhere until the Friday's job number comes along. That's a very important figure. If the jobs market in the US is strong, that could certainly add a great deal of positivity to the market. Until then, it's a time to protect profits and just do what the front page of VectorVest tells you to do. VectorVest does not advocate buying stocks at this time. I wish I had something more positive to say. That 39.50 level on the S&P is keen, and all the measures of the trend on VectorVest are down. I haven't put up VectorVest UK this afternoon because that data is a little bit out of date. We'll only get new end of day data tonight. Remember, our market was closed yesterday in the UK for the bank holiday, so that data are probably a little bit out of date. I hope I have better news for you towards the end of the week. Thanks very much.